YouTube. It's your boy AJ. I'm here with Cypher, Rage, and Pete. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Nets Kingdom One. So we're here to talk about Michael Porter Jr. So Michael Porter Jr. was Mr. Anti-Tank. He did not want to tank. He went on an interview with Emily Austin. Will probably play, but he went on an interview and he was not against. He said, I hate tanking. Teams got to take this seriously, this and that. After that, the Nets said, hamstring awareness, you're done. Get tanked. You are on the bench. Shut down. They shut him down. I mean, he technically got an MRI, which, I think something happened, but I think that, Nets were like, you're good. You don't have to play no more. Don't play through this injury like you did with the Nuggets. So yeah, judging MPJ's year this year, how do you guys feel about MPJ this season? Like, did he exceed your expectations, or was he like, just you felt the same about him as you did when he got, on the Nuggets? Everyone's there.
I mean, to say he didn't have a great season is definitely an understatement. I mean, he played out of his mind, kind of hitting every shot. We did gotta give him every opportunity to do so. But when you get handed an opportunity like that and you
Yeah,
actually perform at the level that he did, even though we're awful, it was impressive. It's impressive. Like, how does he make the shots he makes, right? But like at the end of the day, it's like when you get a guy like that's in the top five, right? Or you even get to a team that's contending, is this a guy that
yeah,
you want being a main option as your score as a scorer, right? Like, it was, again, it was impressive, but like a lot, we were a really bad team, and he was being asked to do everything, everything. That's just my opinion on it. He played out of
go
his
ahead, Seth.
mind, though. That's what I'll
Or
give
Pete.
MPJ. He played out of his mind.
Mhm. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna take this. I want to take this even back even more, if you guys don't mind.
Oh yeah.
We got him as part of a salary dump. We got a first round pick attached to that. So
Yeah,
anything that would have happened this season, we considered it. Listen, we got the pick. It didn't work out. He winds up
yeah.
putting up a great season. I think he was one of four guys to put up
Mm,
25 points a game, like 6 rebounds, 4 assists, something like that. Great numbers, 40% from three. And now the Nets have a potential asset that they could either use
yeah,
when they want to contend or maybe get a couple first
yeah.
round picks back. And I think that's the main focus of this picture. Go ahead, Saif.
With Porter
Yeah,
Jr., and look, I'll say this, I'll sing him praises. Phenomenal year. Excellent season. Had a real stretch of games. Like the first 30, 40 games of the season, he looked like a legitimate all star caliber player. Was it in terms of like individual impact? He was like a top 25 guy, in my opinion. One of the best movement shooters in the NBA. Did an excellent job in Jordy's handoff offense. Improved a little as a playmaker, getting into that like short roll, well, not short roll, but getting
yeah,
handoffs, driving in and being more of a pick and roll guy, kicking out to shooters. So good on him for that. He had a stretch of games where he cooled off, which is why his averages went down. Got hurt, hamstring awareness out for the season. For the season, he averaged 24 points per game on nearly 60% true shooting. Just excellent. I mean, he raised my
mm,
opinion of him before was starter on a championship team, which is what he did with Denver. He was the third to fourth best player on that team. My opinion of him is basically the same. Like I think he could be the third best player on a championship team. Uh,
yeah. I agree.
I think he could be the second option of like a decent playoff team. I think that's like, yeah, yeah. Like if for he could be like the second guy on like a 42, 43 win team, depending on who the first is. I'd say just good
Yeah, I
overall
want to get
year.
into that. So you got
And
we
I
got the
guess we could talk
extension
about the
numbers on.
extension.
So this summer, I
Okay.
think. Well, we know Michael Porter Jr. is entering his expiring year, right? 40 mil, I believe that it is. Do you think the Nets should re up on this? Negotiation, does this depend on draft pick? I know a lot of this is draft pick related. But do you think it depends on draft pick, or do you think he's just a good piece to have around for any all our rookies or any other pieces we get? Mhm.
I'll start off with that. Yeah, I think we should keep him unless you get like a crazy offer for him, which I don't think we will. I think Porter's look. It's just good to have. Look, he's 6'10". He's decent enough at defense. He's a good rebounder. Seems like he's a good teammate, as far as I know. Like, I don't think anyone has ever said anything bad about him. Really good movement shooter. It's always good to have a movement shooter like him of his caliber. Like, he makes the other players better. I think no matter what, you just want to have him. It depends. The price though is like the question. If you get the first overall pick, like yeah, you need a good player. If you get the sixth pick, then you especially need him for ticket sales. I'd say I would keep, and I want to hear what your opinion is on the price, but he's going to make 40 million next year. I would extend him 2 years,
Okay.
60 million, 60 to 65, and I would
So
try
you
to get
think 30
that
mil,
final
30
year like
mil a year
partially
is
guaranteed.
a starting point for him?
Around the ballpark, yeah.
Bro, I think you're low, man. You think he's
Oh
gonna
my
get a
god, that's
cut
not what I want to
after
hear,
just making
man. Hold
40
on.
million? I don't think he's gonna go down. He's gonna go
Yo,
up.
how
They're
That's
talking. I
28,
yo
saw
how old is
29,
MPJ though? How old is
28.
he?
he's gonna be
Mhm.
29 next year, I think.
Dude.
Yeah, he's 28 or
Yeah.
29. But this is the deal that I saw. I forgot Yosi, who covers the cap stuff. He talked to Nets Daily in a for one of Nets Daily's articles. He
Mm.
mentioned a possible 4-year, $160 million extension. This is how it would look front loaded. First year 46.6,
I'm not ready to give
42.7,
up. I'm not ready for that money.
39, then
I don't think he's worth that.
35.3.
That's just me. Am
I
I bugging? I don't think he's worth that much.
I would not. Okay,
That's a good point. We
Yo,
have the money to pay him, right?
Is
what?
he going to get a pay cut
That's a
though?
good.
so Pete, here's the thing though, Pete. The
Yeah.
contract that he got from the Nuggets was a max, and that was an overpay. That was an overpay from a different era. Like him taking less money per year. Sure, that's a pay cut, but the reality is he got overpaid to begin with. Like 30 to 35 is his true value in like the modern NBA.
Yeah.
The amount,
But the cap has
Yeah.
only gone
That's
up.
yeah.
CBA.
I mean, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
Then the CBA happened, and then we have all these aprons. And I'm just trying to think though, other players that are like kind of similar to MPJ, like it's similar to his
I
impact,
think with
like good
MPJ, it's
starter,
just
are
the
making like
shooting for me.
25 to
Like
like
he's
30
just
million
such an
dollars.
efficient shooter, but I feel like you could find that archetype anywhere though, right? Am I bugging?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to find shot makers like him who make shots
Mhm.
just over people like that. And obviously, in the playoffs, you're gonna need that, right? I do think that MPJ floats around that 30 to 40 range. And I think Pete's kind of right though. It's like it is kind of crazy to think that you're not even 30 and you'd be taking a pay cut with the year that he just had. But I'd say this though: are we able to opt into his opt into a final year? Or is it just that's what it is? Like it's just he's going into his final
That's
year.
what it is.
I think you just wait out the final year, bro. See how he does. See how everything goes about, and then decide if you want to pay him after that year. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we could lose MPJ for nothing, but like, bro, wouldn't it be better to just I don't know. We still have that pick that we got out of him too. We have that, and wouldn't it just be better to just lose all of that money, get all of that money off of our books that we could be paying him, and fucking go
I mean,
go
how
with
much?
other ways with that?
Mhm.
Excuse me, but yeah,
I don't
I can say
know.
this confidently. I'm not giving MPJ a 5-year contract.
4 year, 4 year.
It just
what about Pete? Would you
No,
give you a 5 year?
that
I'm
extension
cool
was
with.
4 years.
I'd
That
rather give him a
extension
That's
was
four
23,
years.
but
yeah.
I know how
I'm
like
not giving him a
business is
4-year
like. But
extension.
like the way MPJ probably negotiates is probably fiend. Like I don't think he's gonna like try to. He's gonna want that 4. He's gonna go for 4. His ass. Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, well, which he
Yeah.
should. He's got to do what's
And if
in
they
his
don't
best
agree,
interest,
Shife,
but
you
the
think he
team has
leaves
to do
though?
what's
That's
in
the
their
thing.
best
Like,
interest.
okay,
The thing with Porter, yes, yeah, I think he leaves. But here's the thing too with Porter. I would risk him losing him in free
yeah,
agency because I don't think another team is going to offer him more than 35. It just name to me the teams with cap space that are willing to give up $35 million per year or more for a Porter Jr. who's going to be he's going to be 28 next year. By the time he's a free agent, he's going to be 29. Meaning you're going to get this guy if you give him a contract, a 4-year extension after that. he's gonna be in his like 30s, his age 30 season.
Yeah.
That's the middle of his prime.
Yeah.
The last year I think would be like 33 years old or 32 years old. That's technically his prime. And listen, Saif, I'm with you. I'm scared of the injuries, right? But the fact of the matter is, can you guys think of a better fit for Jordy's offense? He is the perfect fit for this offense. His market might bring down the price. That's where I think Saif is right. But listen, man, I don't want to lose a first round pick. You're leaving a first round pick
I
on
don't
the
want to lose him
table
for
if you don't
nothing.
get rid of this guy at the
I
right
thought
time.
we should have
You're gonna
traded
let him
him.
walk for nothing.
We should
We
have
have
at
a
least
lot of
traded
cap
him
space
during the
already.
deadline. But like, if we
That
lose him for nothing, I
hurts.
think that's another like, don't you hold too long because we still have a year on him. We still have a year on him, so it's like you don't want to hold
That's
too
a
long,
failure.
bro. Don't hold after this deadline. This upcoming deadline, make the fucking decision. Like, either get traded or extension. It's got to be, yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I know. I'm definitely with that. You'd definitely rather not lose
yeah.
MPJ for nothing if you could easily get that. You can easily get value for this guy. I mean, you
I
should
think
be able to. I mean, he
I
makes a
think he's
lot. He
worth that
does make a lot of
first.
money, but if he can
Expiring
keep up
40,
that
I know
type of
it's a
level
lot
of
of
play
bread, but it's
somehow,
like
that
it's still an
that's
expiring
big time
contract,
for him.
and like that's valuable in the NBA at the end of the day. And if you can get a first for that, even if it's protected, like I still take it. I'll still take that for MPJ.
Do you think that there's I think I was about to say, what do y'all think about there like being a possibility that we lose that chance to get a first round pick out of him going into the deadline? Like, I think that might be a possibility
Here's the thing though, I would not
This
trade
summer,
Porter at the deadline. If I'm going to trade
Mhm.
him, it's going to be in the offseason.
That's fair.
this
Yeah.
offseason. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it comes back to what AJ said. I think it comes down to the draft, right? Because if you get like an AJ Devanza, I think you want to maybe try to make a step forward and compete. So that maybe leans towards keeping him. If you wind up falling out of the top 4 for whatever reason,
yeah.
and you say, you know what, our rebuild's going to take a little bit longer, maybe you look to move him.
I agree
Yeah.
with
Use him
that. I agree with that 100%.
maybe you use him to move up.
The thing with the NBA is that, hey, having negative money is just so damaging. And the thing with
Yeah.
Porter is that he has the potential to become negative money. Let's just assume,
Yep.
okay, Porter next season is going to be
Jeez, damn.
the 40th highest paid player in the NBA. Yeah, 40th. Meaning, and let's just say, and I'm going to take a look at the salaries right now for the following season. If he makes 46 the following year, which is Pete, that's what you said is the Gosling extension could potentially be.
Yeah, that first year it's a front loaded deal, by the way. It would be 46.6 if they front load it.
If they give him the offer and he makes $46.6 million, he would be, and other guys are going to get their extensions and he'll drop, but he'll be the 24th highest paid player in the NBA that season.
I think that would drop,
It
though.
would. But here's the thing. It would drop maybe 10, 15 spots. My question is Porter Jr. worth being the 40 to 45th highest paid player in the league? Like, is that his value?
I'm gonna fix your question. Think about it this way: if he signs that extension, that'd be about 25% of the
Yo, I'm
cap,
crying,
1/4
yeah.
of the cap. Is he worth 1/4 of the cap?
Yo, that's
No.
that, bro.
I don't think so.
Not right now, bro. I
No.
think truthfully, not right now. If MPJ can somehow keep up this level of play with like a Dybansta next to him, and Dybansta's still getting like the looks that he should be getting, that's insane. Then he deserves a contract. I don't know if it's 50 mil, but like I find it crazy that there's that many players making 40 mil. How? Dang.
I could say,
You should see the suit.
here's
Go
the
ahead,
thing,
sorry.
though, and to answer your question, is he worth 25% of the cap? I could say this pretty confidently, no. Because that's what he was taking up with the
And
Nuggets.
I think
and the
like
Nuggets
at the end of the
determined
day, he
was a
doesn't fit our
negative asset.
timeline too. Like if he at that
The
stage.
thing with Porter, I think he's worth like at most.
Yo, somebody
like
told me that
20% of
like
the cap.
MPJ is like a 6'10" J.R. Smith. How do you? Is that accurate? Before we get out of there, is that an accurate comp?
What?
Yo.
Yo, I'm crying about that, bro. That's a crazy comp, though.
No.
JR. Shout out to JR, though.
Do you think? What do you think? What do you think offensively, though, Pete? Do you think he replicates his game a little bit
The
offensively, or not
shoot,
even
you know how
close?
like JR was one of the movement, like tough
No.
shot
What do you
makers
say? Like the whole
sometimes, but
movement
like
shooter
he'll make
type of
people.
thing? And like,
Yeah, JR
He,
makes some tough shots
JR
though.
was just
Like
way more
sometimes
of a
That's
he'll
movement
wild.
shooter,
you know,
though. I
JR.
don't know.
Actually, JR would only hit tough shots. He would only shoot shots when like somebody
JR
was like, you
He
know,
had
like
hidden
same way
athleticism.
MPJ
He had.
is. Like somebody got to have a hand in his face, and he's just cashing out. Like it's just how it is.
Yeah, he did hit a step back contested three from the hash in a playoff game. He did do that. J.R. Smith did do that. If MPJ does that in a Nets uniform, I don't know what I'll say. Right? Like,
J.R. Smith, like remember,
Yeah.
remember J.R. Smith at his best, like averaged like 18 a game.
Bro, he be getting ridiculed.
I think he won 6 Man of the
JR
Year.
was
that year.
ridiculed a lot, bro.
So
but
I don't think that's,
people
18
he's
off the
one of them
bench as a six
underrated,
man?
really good. Like it's because he got ridiculed for that famous Cavs.
it-
You know, the
was it the
situation with
Knicks? Hold
Braun,
on, let
and
me
he
look.
was look. Yeah, yeah. Everybody just thinks about that moment with JR, but if you look
The
at JR's
finals.
career, like he was one of them like role playing tough shot makers.
Oh yeah, oh dude, J.R. Smith had like
Yeah, bro, I'm
6
telling
consecutive
you, bro.
years where he was constantly in the 6 Man of the Year running.
yeah, and he was a big part. And obviously, he was solid with the Nuggets too. But with once he got to the Knicks, he was a staple on that team.
Yeah.
Staple. Carmelo obviously biggest part, but like, bro, staple. He was there for a long time until he went to Cleveland.
Yeah, I think the comp. I mean, I think Porter Jr. is more talented as a
That's
shot
not the
maker,
worst guy.
but I don't know. 6'10" J.R. Smith isn't
Let's
like
get
the
at it.
worst.
All right, let us know in the
comparison
comments how you
ever.
guys feel about Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, real quick though, just to finish this off. Okay, Porter Jr. Extend him for like I don't know what's the number. Okay, extend him for like what Pete said, the 4-year extension.
4 years,
Yeah,
160.
or trade him this offseason for a first and players.
Oof, that
And
back
what do you guys
injuries,
think is the
bro.
biggest
I'm not gonna
risk?
hold you.
But
I'm
if he was
trying,
signed,
bro. If the Ben Simmons, we already went through it with Ben Simmons,
Yup.
bro. We went through it with Ben Simmons.
I would trade him. I would trade him.
That's just purely one of the worst injuries you can deal with as a human being, let alone a basketball player, a sports player. How are you supposed to move if your back is cooked? You can't.
That's what I'm worried
You
about.
can. It's like a neck injury. It's worse than a knee injury.
I'll say this. Look, I just don't feel comfortable giving $40 million a year to a guy entering his 30s when they're not like a clear, like no doubt top 25 player in the NBA.
Yeah, and a guy who I'm genuinely worried about if he gets switched onto the perimeter in a time of need. If MPJ gets switched onto the perimeter on a good scorer in a time of need when we need to win, I'm scared.
Yeah, Nuggets fans hated him for a reason. And look, he was a good player. But man, it really keep in mind, guys, it really did kill him that he was making that much money.
Yeah.
As like their third to fourth best player.
Yeah, but they had a roster full. I don't want to keep this going, but like they had a roster full of a lot of guys, like Jokic eating up a huge portion. You know, Jamal Murray, and I could see why you'd go with like the roster depth rather than keep your third option.
Right. And bro, Jamal Murray and Jokic, it's just, I'm sorry, they're so much better than him. They've been so much better than him. It's valid. I mean, bro, I understand it a little bit, but like, bro, not really. Because again, like Pete said, dude, you had Jokic, who's the best player of all time, in my opinion, right now. I don't know how he's 7 foot and does everything. And is averaging the most assists in the league as a center. No one's doing that, I promise. That's insane. Best player in the world. But like, bro, it's like, dude, you can't do everything on a team with players who are better than you, bro. And they won a championship. Was it because you were getting the ball the whole time? No, dude, you were going 3 for 13 every 2 games.
The most I'd go with him is like 2 years 80, and I'm sweating. Like I am nervous to give him that.
I think he's gonna beat that.
And if a team wants to give him more than that, Pete, have at it, please. I just want to trade him and get some value from him. If you get one unprotected first, that's a win. You get 2 picks out of Cam Johnson. That's essentially what that is. That's huge. One first round pick in this type of like timeline is
Yeah.
huge, especially for a player who easily could burn you in a few years from now. I like MBJ as a player, and he scores in ways that you can't even explain. It doesn't make sense, and he can rebound the ball at a solid level at 6'10", very very solid. But like, that's not somebody you can rely on, in my opinion. And if you're putting up 25 a game on a team that doesn't care and that doesn't have really much talent at all, sorry, it you got to give me at least another year of that before you make me think that you're actually like that. Again, because
Yeah.
let's not even get into the playoffs because
We
that's
don't
a
gotta
whole
get to
different
the
story
PJ
too.
rabbit hole.
You got to be
But yeah,
consistent there
it's a
too,
side
buddy.
question. Like I said, I just think the Nets got to get ahead of this. They got to figure out if you're gonna make that deal or not. Negotiate. If that negotiation doesn't fall, you got to get value. You got to flip, pivot, get the value before the trade deadline. I mean, it has to be quick because you can't wait too long. Lose Michael Porter Jr. for nothing, and then that's another depreciated asset. Get ahead of these assets. So let us know in the comments how you guys feel about Michael Porter Jr. Again, follow us on Instagram. That's Kingdom One.